Andre, personal trainer, extreme athlete, coach, and just broke the ice bath world record, which is possibly the craziest thing I've ever heard. We'd love to tell you guys more about it today, but Andre, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Super awesome to have you, man.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, guys. I'm really happy, really grateful for this opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, like you said, my name is Andre Belibi, my mindset coach, personal training, extreme athlete. Yeah, like you said, last Friday I broke an ice bath world record, 4 hours in 5 minutes, plus 4 hours in 5 minutes in close to 1 ton of ice. I did this on in purpose to raise awareness and funds for Autism Canada, and also including my daughter to show her that everything's possible because my daughter has autism spectrum. She's on the spectrum, so yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's that. Always like you say, for a good cause. If you have a good
Worthy
cause,
cause, that's it.
yep, you
Yep.
have a good cause, you can do anything. I agree with that. I think that's a good motto to kind of run by in your life. Absolutely amazing, man. So I guess we'll start off by just, yeah, man, walk me through, I guess, how you started in everything. How did you start in cold exposure? Obviously, we see Wim Hof, one of the main groundbreakers for this sort of, act, this sort of thing. So, yeah, how'd you get started in ice baths and cold exposure?
Well, I started in ice bath and cold exposure after I finished running across America. That was in 2020. I used to live in Zermatt in Switzerland.
Right.
So I went through a depression time. That time was really hard because after you do and you see that a lot with like a pro athlete and stuff like this. After you finish your career, you go down. Unfortunately, sometimes people they go on drugs, depressed, eating or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a bit hard. And I was like, well, I heard about, I got introduced to friends here and there. I heard about the Wim Hof methods. So I didn't know any course and everything, but I watched some video on YouTube, and I started to do a bit of breathing and I liked it. And I started to do a first cold bath. The water was like probably around 4 to 5 degrees Celsius, like close to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And I was there and was, with the mind, everything is possible. It's for like 15, 15 seconds or like a little dog or a cat that you throw in the water, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, the mind, the mind.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine saw me. It was like, man, next week, man, we're gonna stay longer. So definitely went a little higher in elevation. So there was a bit of ice. It was nice weather, but there was still like a little ice on the lake. And I stayed for 1 minute and a half, and that was something. Then afterwards, I kept on going. It kept on going and more breathing, more training. But I'm sure we can talk about it more.
Yeah. So I guess like how do you're an extreme athlete, right? That's sort of what you're known for, I guess. Professionally.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you get started with all the professional acts, so like running 300 marathons, kind of running across America, doing these kind of crazy things that for the most people would be like, I die before doing something like that,
For sure. Yeah, well, I started around 2017. So in 2018, I had my first race. In 2016, I thought about it, this project with a friend. But after 2017, my friend couldn't do it. But anyway, it is what it is. Then 2017, I started training hardcore for 11 months. Then 2018, 10th of March 2018, I set up from Normandy, where I'm from, in France, all the way to Morocco. So yeah, then after it is America, more stuff, but yeah.
Walk me through that, like the France to Morocco. Yeah, like how did that sort of did you go through what kind of terrain did you run through? I know that can be pretty harsh down there, right? Yeah. I want to get into those.
Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll get there for sure, man. Like literally, I ran the 10th of March. I remember when I left Cherbourg, the weather was a bit nice. Then after, I remember the next day, I go more inland because Cherbourg is like a peninsula. So the weather, the climate is a bit, I won't say warm, but like an island, a bit like Vancouver or things like this. So it was nice, a bit humid, then a bit warm. Not warm, but it is what it is, like 15, 17, 16 degrees. Then I go to a city called Barneville, Carteret, on the coast. Then after I go south of La Manche, the county of La Manche. It started to be a little cold.
Yeah.
Then it got cold. Then I remember I even saw a bit of snowflake, so it was pretty chilly. Then I was pretty dry for running through Brittany in the forest. And after I arrived in Nantes, and once I passed south of Nantes, it's south of La Loire, the river, La Loire. So once you pass south of there, the weather changed a bit, so it got a bit more drier and more hotter, So definitely, vineyard and things. Then after I ran through La Rochelle, Charente-Maritime, really nice places there by the Atlantic Ocean. Then after I arrived in Bordeaux, then across all the vineyard, well, they make all the lot of the red wine in France.
Yeah, the wine, yeah.
The red wine and Bordeaux and everything. So across all that things called the Medoc across there, and my ears starting to be infected on my right side. So I had since young, you have some issues with ears and stuff, but like allergy, and my ears swelled. So here I was running that day 49 kilometers.
Jeez.
With little big headband. I mean, like band-aid on my face and my ears and.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my brother saw me because he lived there, so I spent a few times there, and after I kept on going more south. And I remember before even my brother picked me up, dang, I mean, I was so much pain in my right foot, like on the right side of my ankles. It's like someone was with needles and just going like this again, the nerves and stuff. And I was like, I was screaming.
Yeah.
I was screaming because I was so much in pain, and also I was running with a 20-pound backpack. So that was gross. That was disgusting.
This guy is David Goggins 2.0.
Yeah, I remember David Goggins. He was running on a broken foot and everything, like through Blackwater. I think it was absolutely crazy. Insane.
Same sort of deal with you. I mean, so it's all in the mind, right? When you're doing something like that, I imagine.
It's done the mind. Like, what do? You have one step at a time. 1 minute, one moment at a time. Because I remember I kept on running that day. And I felt sick for 4 days. I couldn't run, and I ran like one day 69 kilometers. And before I crossed the French border to enter Spain on the Mediterranean coast, before that, 200 kilometers before that, my ankle, my Achilles tendons was sore. So I was limping, running for like 200 kilometers, and I got chased by a dog, and I had to go under barbed wire in a river, and some crazy stuff. Anyway,
dude.
Yeah, I went to like Barcelona. I had to stop because the bag of the sweat, my skin on the bottom of on my back was ripped off and it was bleeding, and I was running with those band-aid and stuff, and I was also wet. I had to take some days off because I was not gonna last. Anyway, then I ran through like southern Spain. There's the desert there, so I was running in the desert. It was like May, end of May, but already in southern Spain, end of May, it's like Andalusia over there.
How hot was it? Yeah.
Oh, it's like probably already like 30, 35 degrees.
Oh, and it's so dry too, right?
Yeah. Then someday I even had to get up at 2 in the morning because running at 3 in the afternoon, like,
It's cool in the morning, right?
Have you ever seen the movie Gladiator?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay, Ronan, do you remember the scene in the first part? When he fights the guys and he goes to try to save his wife, when he's in southern Spain, he's running like this.
Yeah.
That's where I ran.
Gee, that is crazy terrain.
That's hard. It's hardcore terrain. So anyway, I go to Morocco, and I got there. I started running even at night, and I got chased by wild dogs and stuff. You're running in the dark through bushes, and
Bro,
scary
you got
stuff.
chased by wild dogs.
That's a bit spooky. Yeah.
Where
No
in Morocco,
kidding.
like Marrakesh, or?
No. I stayed on the coast in Rabat.
Okay.
So,
yeah, right on the coast.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy, man. That's like running through. Is it like for water and stuff? Like, how much water do you have to bring? Do you have a support crew vehicle with you when you're going through?
No,
like, the desert?
for Morocco, for the States, yes. Excuse me. We'll get to it. For the States, yes, but for Africa, nah.
So where were you getting all your supplies that you needed?
So someday, I remember one day I ran out of water, and I was in Spain, and I entered a restaurant. It was like, agua, por favor, agua, because we had water.
Yeah.
And it was a family restaurant. It was closed, and the lady saw my face, and she didn't even talk. She just grabbed me a bottle,
Yeah.
and she just gave it to me. And literally in like 30 seconds, I emptied a liter and a half.
Holy, so how long did you go running, like, without water?
Well, probably like that. I was like, I don't know, probably. The water ran out after a while. I was running, for a while, and I was like sipping on ration because I know if I get that trouble, but that time was so hard. That time I probably ran for like 5 kilometers. But when you're thirsty, when you already ran like freaking 34 kilometers,
35
in the heat
degrees,
as well.
yeah. 35 degrees Celsius, which is
yeah.
scorching.
That's
At least for me,
disgusting,
because we're Canadian, so it's like
That's scorching.
unheard of heat.
It's
But
still hot. Yeah.
yeah, no, man, that's crazy. And I'm sure that sort of mental toughness you learned from sort of doing stuff like that carried into ultimately what you're doing now, which is ice baths and and breaking world records and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess walk me through. I mean, we'll touch on it because we're on the topic. How was the America one compared to this, and sort of what
Well, the
was the
American,
difference?
yeah, the American one was a bit different. Yeah, more support, but the thing is, the American one was like it was half more than the France to Morocco, right? But I guess probably because my body was more prepared, because for the first time when I went to Africa, I didn't know what I was going to. I mean, I ran before 250 kilometers, but I never knew what I was really getting into, right?
Right.
So the one from the States was a bit different. More support for sure. Also from from friends, from the church where I'm going to. A lot of friends, and after a while, even when I reached Kansas, when I left from New York City, from Brooklyn, go to Kansas, I was on the way. I was giving speeches to schools and stuff, pep talk to motivating kids and blah blah blah, stay out of drugs and stuff like this. Then one day it was believe it was the 28th to 29th of December. That was or 27 anyway around that 2019. I gave a speech at a local church in Stake Center in Topeka in Kansas. And at the end of the conference, there's a couple approached me, and the guy was like, "How the heck you gonna go across the continental divide?" He's like, "You're gonna go through Wyoming, man. It's like over there, you're gonna die. It's his death. Wyoming will you. It's minus 50, minus 40. You run at like 2,000 meters per like 7,000 feet elevation at that time. Sometime I was running at 7,500 feet." And he was like, "How you gonna do it?" And I told him like, "Yes, a lot of people try to tell me don't go through the north, go through the south, through Oklahoma." But I was like, "No, because I did that as well for for refugees, but also for the pioneers."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, the pioneers went through Wyoming, so they're like,
Wow.
so yeah. So he told me yes, at least I'm gonna go, to at least you pass the Wyoming. It's because it was the most harsh cold part. I could have been getting into trouble because one day I remember we were running there, and there was a sheriff, and it was like, "Nah, you guys not running tomorrow." Like, yeah, like, "Nah, I will arrest you. You won't run tomorrow," because literally, I remember that day it was so windy, a blizzard. It was like -4, -35, but the wind just keep on blowing.
Yeah.
And
Wind chill.
Yeah, wind chill.
Yeah.
And you just see I just could see like 10 feet ahead. So it was literally going to be we could have been in trouble.
You could have
Yeah.
died.
Oh yeah,
100%.
oh yeah.
Wow. Well, so what's the longest you've run in a 1 day period then in one of these sort of expeditions you've been on?
Well, one day in less than 24 hours, I did 93 kilometers, but that was not that was after a bit after the States. But I mean before America. But
Yeah,
in
93.
But when I was running across the state from New York to LA, I was in Pennsylvania. That day, I ran from a city to a state college in Pennsylvania, and it was 87 kilometers, like 50, maybe 53, 54 miles.
Holy cow.
57 miles.
Bro. Yeah, so you're running 87, 93K. Like, that is, I mean, out of 99.999% of people's reach, just even physiologically, like, that takes so much effort, bro. Like, how do you stay, like, mentally sane when you're doing that? Because I can't even run over. Like, I've run a marathon before, and I'd max out at that. Like, there's no way I'm running past 42K.
Yeah.
And I did that once.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like we all have a potential inside us that we all can use and to be used, but it's to tap into it.
Yeah.
But what I'll say, definitely what helped me, and I believe what helped multiple people to do incredible things when you have a faith over cause, like a worthy
Like you
cause,
said.
a good cause, just worthy cause will help you go through everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I guess now I kind of want to get into obviously the ultimate reason why you're here, and that's breaking the ice bath world record, which is insane. Like you said, 4 hours 5 minutes, absolutely crazy. So yeah, I guess run us through sort of the training, what kind of got you on board to break the record, and I guess what led up to doing so.
Well, like I said, like after when I started this race, because definitely I was in depression. I mean, I didn't see a doctor, but I know I wasn't doing that good. It was hard.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't, but for sure something was not right, so it was hard. Then after I discovered the ice bath in the end of 2020, November 2020, I remember this. Then then I went through another hardship of life. I mean, it's life. All of us will have trials, right? Then by October 2021, I said like, yeah, well, I'm gonna train for world record because I was like, what if I run across America right now, and also can stay in the ice for, because I progress for like 1 minute, 2.5, 4, 7, 20, 40 an hour, and more and more. Not like every day improving like this, but on all over time a bit. Yeah. So like, why not doing that? And I wanted to also do this for good cause. Was like doing that for everyone with autism, including my daughter with autism spectrum, right? So
Yeah. And would you say, kind of all the ice bath and all the marathon stuff, it kind of got you out of that depression, right?
he helped in. I did more. He did, but also did more work. I mean, I've been seeing a psychologist. Lots of prayers. Yeah, and also recovering from addiction.
Yeah.
So definitely, was really it really helped me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, physical activity is the best way to, reduce depression and all.
Yeah, endorphin and definitely.
Ice baths, of course, right? Like
Mhm.
it's proven that it increases your dopamine levels by up to 200% for over 3 hours, which is like more than most drugs would get you, I would say. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
even we must talk a lot about it too.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, so you were a recovering addict too as well, eh?
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about my addiction, but I
Yeah.
had some
Yeah.
addiction. Wasn't drug, but it was other things.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely.
that's incredible.
He helped
and,
me.
and
He
that helped you. And now
He
you're
helped,
now
yeah.
you're recovering, eh?
Yes, yes.
Good. That's amazing, man. So yeah, and then I guess walk me through like what was the longest? So obviously your ice bath world record was 4 hours 5 minutes.
Mhm.
What's the longest that you stayed in that bucket of ice during your training before leading up to the record?
Yeah, well, like before last Friday when I did a world record, it was like 13 days up before that. I did. I just flew from Europe, right?
Yeah.
And I did like 2 hours in ice cubes.
Right.
Remember when you went to the airport and everything?
Yeah, of course.
So that day I was like, yeah, 2 days. I gotta be in the ice for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then before that though, like it was last year, I did other things that we can talk about if you like, but I stayed for an hour in 31 minutes with water between -1, -2, -1.5 to +2 degrees. 1 hour and 31 minutes.
Really? That's insane, dude. And what other things did you do to train? Obviously, going into the ice and staying in the ice and doing the thing that is exactly what the record is that you broke. But is there anything else
Oh,
that
yeah.
you like do? I don't know, ice like baths in water or stuff like that.
Or like even cardio training or weightlifting. Like
Yeah.
Well, you can
bulking
see I've been
up.
my build traits.
Yeah.
Like I'm a sprinter.
Right.
Also like a lot, like a lot of of weightlifting. So like a bit of boxing. I mean, I'm not a boxer, but a bit of boxing, a bit like when you put the ball, so like some kind of ball in your head with a band, and you go like this to work on your reflex.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
starting to do that a lot. It helps also with the mind, and yeah, a lot of breathing for
Yeah.
sure, and also the mental side of things or meditation.
Meditation.
Brains like really you gotta go deep.
And we touched a bit about this when we were in at the airport with you. Meditation is huge for you. That's the thing.
Without it, forget about it. That's it.
Forget about it. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the sole reason you broke the world record.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
And sort of, I guess, yeah. Like again, explain to me how that works because I've never really been into meditation. I've always respected it and I want to get into it, but I've never actually like understood it fully. So what is are you calming your mind? Are you kind of like taking your mind to an alternative place where you're not in physical pain? Like, how does that work?
Well, I'm gonna be straight with you because we podcast. We talk about whatever it's important. So I'm gonna be straight with you. What's going on is like I pray God in Jesus Christ, and what I do is that when I meditate, I'm really open about it. You do some yoga with the chakras. We have 7 chakras. You have like the crown, anyway, we have 7 chakras. And definitely when I meditate, right, I'm gonna go like it can be a bit spooky. I go like this, I go like look like my third eyes, which is here.
I saw that. Yeah.
The third eye chakra. But when I do this too, I'm gonna visualize like here in my third eye, it's like a flower or a lotus or whatever it is, and then just a point of energy or like the sun. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna breathe with my belly, and when I exhale, I contract the rectum, and also like I visualize or I bring the oxygen up to my spine, and when you get to the third eye, you just diffuse.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is pure energy. It's not for no kidding. Literally after like 5 minutes or few hours, like few more minutes, I feel heat,
Yeah.
and I really feel heat. And I remember too, I was also like asking like my ex-girlfriend at the time, like I just told her, put your hands above my hands. And she could feel heat. Not a lot, but here.
Yeah.
And literally for like
Wow.
15 minutes, I feel like heat in here and also my toes. And I also feel like, I also feel it in my forearm, like a vibrate, you know?
Yeah.
Some,
And do you practice this in the mornings as well, like other than ice
yeah,
bath?
yeah. Morning is good usually, you know, because your day and, you know, well, like can have crazy schedules and everything. So definitely your day will help you to, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I try and meditate for 5 minutes each day, just to kind of, forget about everything that's going
Yeah,
on.
you
And
have
focus
to.
in the present.
Set
Oh, yeah.
yourself up for the day, you
The,
know?
the presence. And definitely also in meditation too, when I'll do this, I do all those stuff. But I keep focusing on, and I know it's there in my creator and my savior, Jesus Christ, who is there. And I'm doing all of those stuff. And it's just beautiful, you know? That's, yeah.
Yeah, when you're doing something for something that's bigger than yourself,
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, because you're like, okay, a bit of suffering, and to be honest with you, like a bit when I was in the ice bath last Friday for the world record. After a while, I couldn't feel my toes. I was like, oh well.
Oh well. Yeah.
Oh well.
No
Those
kidding, bro.
toes-
You were in there for 4 hours. You
Yeah.
probably couldn't feel your entire body, hey?
Yeah, well, I could
Right.
feel it, but like the toes, you know, I could move it as a
Yeah.
whole, like 3 or 4 toes at a time, but I couldn't like just go like this one toe,
Mhm.
one toes. But I was doing that a bit just to keep, you know, make sure it was okay.
Yeah,
Are you-
and your positioning in the ice bath, were you standing or is like
Standing.
A yeah.
Standing and like crossing my arms just like this, you know, like
Okay.
put my arms.
You have to
under
save
my
like the
armpits.
heat and everything.
A bit, yeah.
And are you standing on ice cubes? Like, are the bottom of your feet like in ice as well?
Oh yeah, oh everything,
Wow,
everything.
So everything except for your base of your
yeah,
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
But
insane.
the neck even it was a bit too because I felt the ice a bit in here.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I was like,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I take cold showers like sometimes 2 minutes in the cold shower and I'm dying. So like 4 hours, I just can't even believe that. But yeah, walk me through the record. It was an insane day. The weather was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking on the way before. Some crazy
Ooh,
stuff
oh, yeah,
happened. Walk me through the whole thing.
For sure. Also, like at one point, literally, the record I know it's gonna be for good cause and for something better and everything. You know, for a great cause. We start doing it. Then literally you had then I went 20-25 minutes when people so like will sit. It just go dark, like dark. The cloud go dark, and I start seeing lightning strike going like
Yeah.
left and right. The big like I saw it and was like, in my head I was like,
No.
yeah, here we go. The
Yeah.
world record starting now, not before.
Yeah.
It's starting now, like. But then after, if you remember, lots of like setback or opposition or well, I don't know, you try to say the devil tried to you know, just, like to try to like to discourage me that you're not gonna make it. But I kept on going. I even remember at one point there was the marathon organizer who did the race for Calgary Service Calgary Marathon, Ren Calgary.
Yeah.
She came. I understand her, you know. She was a bit worried, and she came and she talked to to my team and was like, well. I don't know, like you look like it could have been a possibility that to stop the record because you know it could have been dangerous. What if lightning freaking fried me in the box, you know,
And-
something.
And how far were you into the ice bath when this happened?
30 or 40 minutes only. So then
That's
afterwards,
crazy.
even the security came and they almost shut down the attempt. And they came and my team was okay, like, oh, thank you, but we're gonna keep on going.
We're good, yeah.
So I kept on going. Then afterwards, so they put a tarp over the box a bit that still that they can see me. So,
I saw that, yeah. On the live stream.
Yeah, and even
For a long time, too.
Yeah, even if then after they put an umbrella, then after the heck then after you had more rain, after it became really windy, I was like, get out of here! I'm like, it was an intense world record, then going on and off. Then toward the ends, one after I got off the ice, my friend told me he saw me. Then afterwards, it's like the sky, the cloud like dissipates and big sunshine. Like the vision
Wow.
was for me, it was a call from the universe, from God that
God,
you did good, you know. So
There's always light at the end of the tunnel, right?
bum, wow,
Yeah, there you
no,
go.
No light without the darkness.
That's it.
Exactly. That's crazy. When did the light sort of start coming? Was that like 2-3 hours in?
The lights.
Yeah.
You gotta be bright afterwards, but like definitely after the record, when I got out the ice, the weather started.
When you got out?
When I got out, yeah.
Oh, when you got out.
After
Okay.
the whole record was finished.
Right. So I guess when did you kind of know? When were you like, all right, I got this record in the bag? Obviously, you go in believing in yourself, but when were you fully confident that the record was going down? At what point?
But plus 3 hours in me, I knew I was gonna do it. You know,
Yeah.
3 hours. A lot of the time, I was gonna try stop, and after I'm like, all the stuff are involved now, man.
All this stuff, dude. 3 years of training.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like that's you got to think back to what you did it for and
Yeah,
how much
yeah,
preparation went into it.
And that's when your mind takes. That's when your mindset takes over. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, literally after 3 hours, and I was already there for 3 hours. So I'm like, okay, another hour to last. So you know.
Another hour, and you just banged out the hour.
But the things, and I remember the MC, great guy, you know, was talking. Everything was doing a great job with the rain. I was still impressed by that.
Yeah.
But like 20 minutes before, like literally, I felt like my head, because you know, like you push your body to the edge, to the limit, right? And because of the cold, the ice cubes, I don't know what happened, maybe start to mess up my physiology a bit. I felt my balance going on and off, and I felt a bit like the box was going like sideways like this, and I started to going like sideways, like whoa, you know, like the
Dude.
the blood vessel, the arteries, or things, you know, in my head, my body started to agitate. Well, anyway, it's then after that, I felt like I was getting closer to it's the limit. It was time to go a few minutes after that.
That must have been crazy. Like, was that the box actually sort of physically moving back and forth?
No, not the box, not the
Or
box.
just you?
Just me in my mind, yeah.
Just you in your mind.
It's like yeah. It's just like in my mind, you know, because it was like of how my body composition and blood circulation and pressures and stuff, you know, and
How far were you into the ice bath when that started happening?
3 hours and 40 plus 40 minutes.
Okay, so close to the end.
Yeah.
Would you say that was the hardest part?
A little bit, because it was like, a bit, you know, because it was like, oh man, and everything afterward, close to there, start to let it go.
And you're so close at that point too.
Yeah.
So for you to like, for something like that to happen so close to the record,
That's
it would be devastating. I feel like
it's funny. I mean, it's funny, figuratively speaking. That same stuff happened to me when I did the ice bath in an hour and 31 minutes.
Yeah.
At like an hour and 15 minutes. Being in ice water, Actually, I want to win 15 and I win 20 minutes.
What's the longest you've been in? Is that the longest you've been in like cold water? Like, what's the longest you've been in? I'd say 1 to 5 degrees Celsius water.
Well, like an hour and 31 minutes. You know, but also did other training too. That if you like, we can talk about it.
That's crazy. Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit in a minute. But I just wanted to also touch on. So you got carried off in an ambulance too, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
was that protocol or?
Yeah, it was a protocol.
It was protocol.
So of course, it's good to the mind. You can all things with your body, but you also want to set an example. We want to set an example that we have to be also considerate and safe. Because stuff like that, you mess up, you will die.
Right.
Like you'll freeze to death, or your heart shuts down. So I was happy that, thank you very much to Mohican Medical Services, who were there, and they put like some pads. First, you know, they put some things, electrocardiogram and here and the bottom of my belly, as you saw. I look like and I had a bit of a nose. I mean, a pipe close to my nose and stuff. So it looked like kind of bad project. You know?
Do you ever have thoughts of like, you know, I might, you know, freeze, hypothermia? Because I know if I was in the ice bath for 4 hours, I would probably die.
Yeah, but you know, there's a lot of training behind. Like, of course, those training still cross my mind, because you stay human at the end of the day, you know. But the cause, like I said again, the cause, and for what I'm doing that for, that's what kept me on going.
What do you think would happen if, like, give for example, me went into that ice, into all those ice cubes? How long do you think I'd last, or like someone similar, like average person?
You know what? I can't tell.
You can't tell.
Everyone is different. You know, it's not because they did a world record and I'm like, no. It depends. Like we're talking in the car. Remember, like we're talking people and someone in Titanic.
Yeah.
No ice bath training and everything. These guys, when the Titanic sank.
Yeah.
He lasted for 5 hours.
Yeah, that's insane.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
5 hours, and it wasn't there wasn't spectators. There wasn't like a paramedic. No. It was like purely like survival instinct. So when your survival instinct kicked in, you can do lots of things.
Do lots of things.
Oh
yeah. And I feel like I can make it 45 minutes, maybe good 45 minutes. Then I'm probably.
It's possible, but of course too, if it's like a first time or whatever, please gotta make sure you supervise. You know, that's what I say, because. It's good to be in the ice, but after you get out of the ice water, that's
the issue. You gotta warm yourself up after that.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
And I've read you don't want to expose yourself to like heat, like fire.
Oh yeah. You know why? Because what happened? You got to be progressive, because you can go to cardiac arrest. Because what's happening here? Look, you have your skin right, who's exposed to ice water. You have like little crystals gonna shake. So if you shake too much or if you put some source of heat too quick, then even as little crystal of cold blood right now is going to go into your core and into your heart. So you're going to create like anomalies.
Oh, really?
And,
So going straight from cold, like if you went into like say a sauna or something, like a dry sauna, you could die.
Never do this.
Never do that.
I think it's kind of like fasting for like 7 days and then eating a big meal.
Yeah,
exactly.
Feeding syndrome. It's a big thing. So when you fast for like 7, 8 days, 9 days, even like 3 days, you fast. You want to eat slowly. You want to get slowly back into your nutritional diet. You don't want to like have a huge meal because you can die from that because your body will your digestive tract will get strained.
Exactly. Like I mean, an example. It is what it is. But like during World War II in concentration camp in I think Poland or wherever it was.
Yeah.
Like some people they didn't eat for a long time and they just ate.
They died of feeding syndrome.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
It's a real
yeah.
thing. It's insane. But no, I 100% agree with that, and I guess it makes sense. But you know, I feel like if you're doing it for not a long time, like say you do 3 minutes in the cold plunge and then 3 minutes in the sauna, that's actually really good for blood circulation.
Yeah, and of course, like what I did is a world record, but like what I say as well to my clients, to everyone in general, you don't need to go for a while. Sure, if you want a bit of challenge, or I did it for you, good, you know, if it's very good,
yeah.
But like for health benefits and mental benefits, I think health, mental and physical, only like you said, 3 minutes, a few times a week, it's enough.
Yeah.
You know.
3 minutes is good.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a good sweet spot. I think even 2 minutes in the cold shower, like that's still
after 1 minute and a half, it's already good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold exposure, just in and of itself, is so good, and it just. I don't know if you get it, but I just feel so good when I get out of an ice bath.
Yeah, because it's the dopamine, you know, you feel good, focus on the moment, laugh.
Feel good.
You know?
Yeah, you feel good. It's like it hurts. It's painful in the moment, but once you get out, man, I don't know. It's euphoric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I laugh a lot too. Yeah, maybe I was laughing this morning because I did last night like 21 minutes ice bath. So
21. I saw that on your live, dude. He's right back into it.
Yep.
4-hour ice bath 2 days ago, and now he's back in the ice bath.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose it.
I know,
Yeah.
but like that's just.
I know. Even if like before that test run that I did with my friend, when I did for 2 hours, I didn't take an ice bath for 2.5 weeks before.
Right.
Because also I was coughing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, I most likely would not leave my bed if I did a 4-hour ice bath, which I wouldn't even do in the first place. So.
But also, what's your nutrition look like when you're going to the ice bath? Because I think that's something that a lot of people don't talk about.
Of course, Roenen. Lots of carbs.
Carbs, yeah, because you're burning
protein.
so many calories, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut up now a bit and everything, right?
Yep.
But lots of carbs, protein. Sort of like regular breakfast, lunch, dinner, and between snacks and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and between lots of carbs, it's just like a lot of. I've never been that way before, that big before.
Yeah, like a lot of pizza.
Do you have to bulk up? I'm sure you have to bulk up.
Yeah, because you have to put on fats. And I also was working with a doctor with a PhD in normally university in France. And he told me, might as well, if you can get to 25% body fat, do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
What did you go? What you were?
I don't remember exactly, but I was at 19, 20, you know, but...
and now you're 25-ish.
I don't even know. Probably I'm not. Maybe
you probably lost. Yeah. Carb loading, love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I guess a higher body fat percentage would allow you to last longer.
Well, it's
right?
insulate. It's like an insulative, factor, right? Like if you don't have any body fat percentage,
and also with the brown fat too. Remember, right? You know when you
brown
so much in the ice.
Brown fat's huge.
Brown fat activation.
And it's one of the best things for longevity too. Living a long life, brown fat is one of the biggest things that is like, and that's why ice baths are so good for your health too. Is because they stimulate brown fat. And brown fat is again
brown fat
really
activation.
Good. Yeah. Exactly, really good. Reduces inflammation and
of course the brown fat too is gonna burn the white fat. I mean the not so good fat because
of course
more kind of fat, but so definitely
Of course, yeah, that's awesome. So you mentioned a little bit before just some more like aspects of your training sort of that went into it. Yeah, I guess just run me through like some other stuff that you've kind of been doing to I guess prepare for it, but also some other challenges.
For sure. That's interesting. I did a bit of stuff because I have a past of extreme athletes and running.
Exactly.
Ultra marathoner, or I don't know what you call that. But,
yeah, exactly.
But what I did, when I was in France in mountains over there, and I was running in Tignes. A lot of them, like thanks to them, really nice. I was running like I remember a few times I ran like for 6 hours and 10 minutes and only wearing like shorts, and those 5 finger shoes, topless and everything. Running like pretty much for like not too long, but probably like for like 6 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 hours, not too long.
Yeah, I know. I see you've been running on the ski hills too.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
tagged me in that video.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
crazy, bro. Where was that?
It didn't, but even before that, what I did, I ran for 8 hours plus 8 hours, but I entered to hypothermia stage 2, according to the Swiss system. And what happened there, I ran for 8 hours, my light shoes, but it was colder and just nothing to eat.
Yeah.
And then when I ran like that, literally, it was very, very cold, man. I felt just the cold, close to like
Yeah.
6, 7 hours. I just felt the cold, like your body. I know, like my body temperature dropped for like a couple degrees for sure.
Yeah.
Then after 8 hours, I wanted to go for more, but I was like, no, because when I speak, I was like, so, like
Yeah, you can't. You're so numb, like in
Yeah.
your mouth, you can't even get any words.
And even my
across.
head, I put my head down, put it up, then I was like, no, if I go 1 more hour, then something bad will happen. I push it to the edge. Then I ran.
Yeah.
The run in the mountain. So
No shoes either.
yeah, no shoes
It's
either.
crazy.
Yeah. That one was no shoes. The other one would be the shoes, but that one I ran for 2 hours and 50 minutes barefoot, only shorts, and
What was the weather?
it was on the top of a mountain, close to 10,000 feet elevation, and there was cloudy, so the wind was like close to minus 12 degrees with the wind. I'm telling you, a small bit of the ice
For 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Bare
Two-
feet.
2 hours and 50 minutes.
2 hours 50 minutes,
Yeah.
bare feet, without shoes, on
Yeah.
the top of a 10,000-foot mountain,
Yeah.
in minus 12 with wind chill.
And
Including wind chill, yeah.
how did you
Dude,
condition
that's a
your
flip
feet
for the
that?
ages right there.
Like,
Well,
yeah.
Now, could be conditioning for the feet before in the other part of France, in the French Pyrenees. I trained and I did a little bit like 5K, 7K, and everything. So just a little bit, which I almost got a big. It was like frostbite on my right heel. It was really.
Yeah. Like you got a lot of callus on.
Oh yeah. Now it's okay. Yeah.
So what's the longest you've run barefoot?
I was going to ask that, yeah.
22K.
22K. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
22K. So where was that? Was that in France here? Or
Yeah, that was in France.
that was
Yes, yeah.
on the mountain there.
Yeah, that was on. I was on another mountain, a little lower, like 2,000.
There's still like rocks and everything as well.
No, just snow.
Oh, just snow.
Pure snow.
Okay.
Pure ski, like a cross country ski.
Dude, next year we all gotta go to one of the ski hills here, Lake Louise, Sunshine or
Yeah.
something. We gotta run up bare feet
Yeah,
up
for
the
sure.
hill.
Yeah,
Can you
well,
imagine that, bro?
yeah, we have to make sure. We gotta make sure we're paramedics and
Yeah, exactly.
and training
get a
too.
whole
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just watch you do it. I don't know.
You can try a bit. Why not? But just
No,
gotta.
I'd be up for the
Protocol.
challenge.
Yeah, I'll try it as well.
That would be fun, bro.
Protocol. I can. It's protocol. It's a little bit by little bit. Can.
Yeah.
Can help.
And then we were talking about this earlier, kind of in the car, but explain to me your relationship with Calgary. Obviously, an incredible city, and
Yeah.
how does it compare to the other places you've been, and why do you like it so much?
I like it here. It's like a home here. I mean, it's a home here because
Yeah.
I mean, when I've been, I've been to college here, and back in the days when I was 19 years old, I watched that movie called Cool Running.
Yeah.
For Jamaican coming here and everything. So it was in the back of my head. I'm putting this special movie, beautiful movie. I watched it like I don't know, maybe plus 50 times.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, then afterwards, then after that, I went to, life went on, and after I was like, why not I tried to go to America, but it didn't work, so I was like, I'm going to go to Canada, go to Calgary. I met a friend there, and so I went to school here, and I liked it. Then after I did all the challenge, and then after I was like, want to do the world record in Calgary, being like a mixed race guy, like
Yeah.
half black, half white.
Yep.
Doing an ice bath world record in Calgary, a bit like a Jamaican before, because of course, you don't see a lot of 10 people lacking the golden world record. So it was like, I wanted to do that too, to show that everyone doesn't matter where you come from,
Yep.
doesn't everyone can do amazing things.
And that's kind of why you chose Calgary as your place to do it.
Yeah, because I also live here before too. So
That's incredible. That's incredible. And then I also saw, I don't know if you saw this, but Wim Hof, who again is like the biggest kind of cold plunge, ice bath, breathwork expert in the world, mentioned you in his post.
in his story,
How is obviously hopefully you meet him sometime
Yeah, I'm
soon.
sure I
He's,
will,
he's
yeah.
crazy, but Has he been an inspiration to you at all?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. You know, in 2021, when I was going to also to another rough time, he was for sure. You know, and I started reading his
Right.
book a little bit by little bit. Also, a friend of his, like as a student, a friend called Justin Rosales. He's I think he lives in North Carolina now, but he was going through college in State College actually when I ran across America. So yeah, I just read the book and little bit, you just enjoy the process. You just read.
Yeah.
It's just like like sink in a bit in like every day. You just sleep and you read. And whenever I read, I'm not a fast reader. I'll read maybe 10 pages a day, 10 pages an hour. But when I read, whatever I'm gonna read, I'm gonna like swallow it,
Suck it up, exactly. Yeah.
So like So yeah, definitely it was a good part.
And he went through I believe some tough times as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh,
his
yeah.
wife died and whatnot. Which is, I feel like everyone who's done exceptional things has gone through some really deep, hard, difficult things. Obviously, you've had your struggles. Wim Hof, all these really exceptional guys have kind of struggled quite a bit. So I think I don't know, man. Like if you're struggling,
There's hope.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I mean it's just gonna build you, right? It's builds your character, builds your your adaptability, your adversity. Your ability to adapt to adversity. So never, it's not always a negative,
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget there's no light without the dark. They might be in the dark right now, but in order to get to the light, you have to be in the dark first.
Yeah,
right?
like usually, I pray. Sometimes I cry. I even cried. I think it was yesterday a bit, and I'm not ashamed to say before.
Nah, me neither.
Because you cry. Are you weak? What do you mean you weak? Let's see.
You're
how
weak
tough
if you can't show your emotions.
So,
then you're weak.
Yeah, so that's what it is. And there's a saying, that I learned a lot on those programs I was doing in addiction.
Yeah.
By Shane Recovery is like God give his toughest challenge to his strongest
I
soldiers.
love that quote.
Yeah.
I love that quote. I use that all the time too. I'm not necessarily fully religious, but
It's fine.
I still believe thoroughly in that quote. Like, if you're going through some tough times, it just means you're a strong person and you have the ability to get through it, and that's why you've been given maybe a bad card or whatever. So that's amazing.
Yeah, because I have some challenge and I'm going to talk about it, but it's hard,
And everyone does. Everyone's got their personal issues that
it's life,
are private to them, but it's just again, like you said, it's life.
Life is not easy, but that's why you gotta we have to be grateful for what we have, for what we are, yeah.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, for me, like, bro, I've been focusing a lot on gratitude lately.
Yeah.
Like just waking up, bro, and the sun is shining, and it's a nice day, and I just go ground on the grass, and I just kind of take it all in, drink some green tea, and just just be thankful that I'm here, bro, and in this body, in this world, and it's such a healthy thing to do. You know what I mean? I think meditation and mindfulness is a really good way to sort of enter that realm. But again, it's so healthy. So.
Yeah, and just to be grateful that you're not in a third world country in a war right now as well. We have so much opportunity here and everything.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people don't take advantage of it. So.
Yeah, Canada. As much as cold as it is, it's
a pretty nice and beautiful place and safe place.
Exactly, and the safety is unmatched, and the cleanliness, the openness, unmatched. So, is there any you're a pretty crazy guy, man. Like you've done some super cool things. Is there anything else that you've kind of done? Like you've obviously run America, you've run France to Morocco, you've got the ice bath world record. Anything else?
No, I want to do another world record.
Let me know what are your plans? I guess upcoming now.
Yeah, well, I want to develop as well. One of my activity, what I'm doing to capitalizing too, because of course we want to I need to make also living for my daughter and future family.
Right, of course.
Right, and also do another world record, probably run a friend.
Yeah, we were talking about this before set, but you were planning on sort of running. Well, how many kilometers was it during -20, right, from Calgary to Red Deer?
From Calgary to Red Deer, let's say it's 150 kilometers. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Probably a friend will do it. If we do it, we'll do it on and off. Like he runs for
hour.
Yeah,
for
an hour.
Yeah.
A chase car or something.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. When will you be planning to do that?
In the winter 2024, 2025. I'll say between December and February, no later than that.
Yeah, and again, let us know. We'd love to come up and support you too.
Why not you run like a few?
Huh?
3 kilometers. You're at 3 kilometers.
I will, bro. I'll run an hour with you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna run 150K, but I'll run, a decent amount.
Yeah, I'll run a couple as well. I mean, I'm not known for cardio, but
I'll still do it.
I'll still do
But
it.
you're a fighter, bro. You got to get that cardio going. Look at Sebastian, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. You gotta run hard. So.
But yeah. Also, how much have you raised for autism spectrum disorder?
Yeah, we raised 16%, like close to $1,600.
Okay, and
So-
the original was 10,000.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get that up. We're gonna do some donations, and then again, man, we just gotta spread the awareness, right? Like you said, it's just power of the people. So try to reach out. That's what social media is good for, right? Like social media is just, I mean, it's a tool for good. It's a tool for bad, but it's also a tool for good.
So
Like
of course, we're gonna take advantage of that.
take advantage of it, exactly. So for any of you guys watching too, you want to donate to this man right here. He has an incredible cause, raising money for autism spectrum disorder, which I struggle with. A lot of people struggle with. His daughter struggles with. And I mean, it needs to be, there needs to be a different sort of narrative towards it. A lot of people think it's a bad thing, but I think it's a superpower. And I think if schools realize that, they'll be able to better tailor the curriculums and stuff towards, helping kids who maybe learn different ways.
People say it's an handicap. It's not an handicap. It's a neurodivergence.
Yeah.
It's really important to
Neurodivergent. So explain what is, I guess, a neurodivergence for those who don't know.
Well, for those who don't know what I can say, because I'm not a doctor myself, but what I could say is that people they see things differently.
Yeah.
If there's too much noise, if they cover the ears. It's a radical change.
Yeah.
It's too much to handle.
Yeah.
If there's too much people around, it's too much to handle. If they don't have filters, which is a good thing sometimes in this world to not have filters, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's stuff like this.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Yeah, I mean, again, like if you guys want to donate, make sure you do that. Because incredible cause, and it's an incredible thing to be working towards, right? So
yeah, other than ice baths and marathons, do you have any other hobbies or interests?
Well, yeah, I like reading books a lot about like the subconscious mind and like Anthony Robbins' book and things like this.
Do you know Alan Watts?
Oh yeah,
Alan Watts.
Very good.
Yeah, you know Alan?
Oh, yeah.
No, he's like so philosophical kind of questions, deep questions, stuff like that. Kind of why we're here.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, so also like working out, keeping ice bath, and I just like spreading positivity to people around me.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, that's 100%. Like that's kind of our goal too. With all this, we want to just kind of shed light to on exceptional people and stuff like that, and people who've done crazy things for good causes, right? Because I like you said, man, that's the main thing, right? The ice bath world record is incredible, but the thing that makes it even more incredible is the fact that you're doing it for a good cause. You're doing it to try to help the world become a better place. Because otherwise, there's really no point, right?
Yeah, you know what? There's that stuff. Like self-glory, I don't care. Because one day we're all gonna die. We're all gonna go. It's what you leave behind. It's what you contribute. And when I developed this concept called chasing worthy cause when I do seminars, retreats, and stuff like this. And when I say it, chasing worthy cause, meaning that you're chasing something that is good, a dream. They focus on a dream that is good, a dream which is going to contribute to the good development on the planet on which we live, either tangible or intangible.
Right.
Have positive impact. So, like you said, exactly.
Right. Yes. Well, after this, you're still going to go down as a legend in history for the ice bath world record.
Exactly. We got to get that to Guinness World Records, man, and they'll post that up for you. And I mean, I really hope you have all the evidence, so there's no reason they don't.
Yeah, right now with my friends, our teams, we're just setting that up. So we're kind of submitting the evidence. We have the things from the doctor, explain everything with the report, logbook. Calling letter for my friends is making right now, and tonight we're gonna work on more stuff. And what else? And we have also a video from A to Z.
Yep.
Explaining, like they can see when they're making measurements. Also, they can see me from A to Z in the ice box, so that's very good too.
Yep. And you mentioned you had a team too, like a team of people helping you out.
Without them, it's
without them, right?
Impossible. So together you're stronger. That's
what kind of support crew did you have? Like, can you?
Oh well, so literally. Support for everything, marketing things, fully looking for sponsors. Thank you very much for Grady Simmons. We helped, who's part is like my right hand man, is like, the team, and also to Ian Boyd. Yeah, we look for sponsors because without them, that just the project just won't work. So just to say as well that
Yeah.
you can have skills,
Yeah.
which is really important, and to humble yourself, to know that you need a team around you.
And did you have a medical team as well? Like obviously
Oh, yeah,
ambulance and stuff
Yeah,
on site.
the Mohican Medical Services. Yeah.
Has that stuff ever gone wrong? Like has anyone ever gone into like a coma or some like medical
For
emergency?
the ice bath world record, no one that I know of.
No one that you know of. Okay.
Yeah. And if someone breaks the ice bath world record again, are you looking to do are you looking to break their other record?
We'll see. You know what? Because I'm not in a cycle that competitive. Maybe a bit, of course.
No one's going
Yeah.
Who's going 4 hours 5 minutes?
Someone will. Oh,
You think
yeah,
so?
you have some crazy people out there, but I'll be gladly happy. Yeah, I'm like, hey, it's the rule of the game. Like Mike Tyson, for example.
Yeah.
It is prime years, but after you got to give it to other people. That's how it is.
Oh, you see
Yeah.
Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul or what?
How did he go?
No, it's happening in July, dude.
Is that where?
Yeah.
We're gonna watch it together, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
watch it, bro.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Mike Tyson could win, Jake also could win, but I guess for me, and I speak freely. Mike Tyson, if it is good, he's easy 60 right now.
Yeah, he's like 50,
58.
58, yeah.
He still have lots of power, lots of things. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, but for me,
Out of his prime though.
yeah, out of his prime. For me, it's I don't know, man, but I don't really agree with this fight, because Mike Tyson already 58.
It's
I'm
almost,
not
yeah.
saying he cannot. For sure, he can win,
Yeah.
But for me, nah, it's just.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair for Mike Tyson because
Yeah.
he's still pretty old, but
I think it's
say
a lack
he's-
of respect from Jake
yeah,
Paul.
still lack of respect.
Because like you're fighting the GOAT. You're fighting the GOAT pretty much. Maybe Muhammad Ali, whatever. Like one of the GOATs. You're fighting him. Way out of his prime. Like if you win, is that really a win?
but,
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would still feel terrible, bro. Even if I won.
Yeah.
Even if Jake Paul and I won that. Like
For me-
there's no winning that.
For me, it's not. It's not. For me, I don't agree with this. And I think that if you put Jake Paul, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
If you put Jake Paul with Mike Tyson Mike Tyson was 30 years old.
Oh,
Oh,
bro.
Mike Tyson will.
Voilà.
That's a crime.
We agree, right?
That's
that's
a
it.
death
I
sentence.
think a lot of people forget that Jake is a fighter. He's not some influencer. He's had tons of fights, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just some influencer. Oh, I want to fight Mike Tyson, right? He's a real
Yeah.
fighter.
Yeah.
Mike would still kill him though, bro. You
True.
agree? You think
That's
he'd still?
true.
You think he'd knock him out?
Oh, just the experience that he has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I think
see.
so.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
because
watch
you do
together.
boxing yourself, right? I saw some
A
videos.
bit, little bit. It's interesting.
So where do you? I guess one of my last questions for you, man. It's like, where do you kind of see yourself in like 10 years or 10, 15 years? What are your long-term goals?
I like that. Well,
Yeah.
I see myself being here, here in Calgary.
Yeah.
Of course, go back to travel in Africa. Having my daughter is in England.
Yeah.
She's with her mom right now. Let's see. I'll go visit her often, and she'll also come to visit me if she likes. And
Yeah.
also if she wants to choose to live at some point, she will.
Right.
Having a wife.
Yeah.
Being married and have more kids. And
Just having a family.
Spread the legacy.
yeah,
Right.
and definitely, having give conferences all over the world, retreats, and also creating a foundation where, because also from Cameroon and people over there, it's just to do a foundation there to help people need
Yeah.
needs. Yeah, and
Talk a bit about your idea for like retreats. Like, what were you thinking? Because you were talking to me about
Yeah.
it. It sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, well, retreats. What I said right now, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, a bit different. So, like to talk about my experience because I also go conferences and things. So not too long for the retreats. Depends what kind of format. Let's say for like 2-3 hours retreat, for example, right?
Yeah.
So giving like a 15-20 minute speech.
Yeah.
Inspiration speech about my story about how people can use some of the tools to apply them in their life to do also amazing things. Then afterwards, we're gonna have a breathing class, like a breathing session, mass breathing session. Then afterwards, we can have like either a workout or an ice bath. If you have a nice bath, then we'll have a workout afterwards. And if you have a workout or a nice bath afterwards, some refreshments and mingle and chill. You know what I mean? I was gonna see Netflix and chill.
Yeah. That's a little saucy.
Yeah. But just that's what it is, and just people mingle, having good times, and grounding, and
Just building the
I
community.
love
Yeah,
grounding, bro.
man, yeah,
I love
man.
grounding. You like grounding?
Love it, bro.
Dude.
I try and do it every day, but
It feels so good, man. Just connecting with the earth
Yeah,
fully, you
yeah.
know?
You also connect also with seven chakra, the root chakra.
Okay.
Just connected. It's really
have you,
good.
have you looked into Buddhism at all? Because they do a lot of like meditation and
A bit. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't know everything. Of course, I don't know everything, but I like to, and
Yeah.
to learn. And I know the seven chakras. I've been doing some study, and what I feel in my body it makes sense. Makes sense. Energy point.
Yeah.
The chi energy and everything.
And you mentioned you do breath work, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So can you explain to us just quickly, I don't know, just kind of what that entails and what the benefits of it are?
Breath work, what it can do, it can help you literally, like, because the breath is more important than ice bath. If you're in an ice bath, you cannot breathe, you're gonna stop, right?
Yeah, of course.
But like definitely the breath works if you do that every morning, few rounds, it's gonna. If I don't, maybe I can talk to you in details about how it is, but just to tell you the benefits of it, it can help you to literally more oxygen, like to saturate, to put more oxygen in your body. You know what I mean?
Right.
To have time to ponder, to reflect, and to take a break. To be more settled, to have sharper decision, and yeah, you just put oxygen in your body. We need oxygen, right? So because also
Yeah.
a lot of people in this society, they breathe a lot of with the shallow breathing.
Yeah.
But the deep, the more of the breathing from the core, the belly, the diaphragm is definitely more important.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna help to put more oxygen into your body.
Right. 100%.
Get rid of stress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And 80% of, illnesses can be, correlated to stress, which is insane. Like stress is the number one killer.
Oh yeah,
It's the
because
number one killer.
yeah,
Like I look at you, man. Like you say, you're 38, right?
37, I'm 38.
37. Yeah. And you probably look maybe 30, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just crazy what ice baths, breath work, and stuff like that can do to almost slow the aging process as well. Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
so much research on that,
Mhm.
and it's pretty evident through kind of your appearance and stuff, and what you've kind of done, right? It checks out, man. It's really cool. So.
But yeah, regarding all the physical stuff, you have your own business now, coaching and stuff. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, definitely. So I do mindset coaching. I developed my this mindset coaching called Chase You because when I did after I ran across America, from Africa, yes, but I developed definitely more after running across America. So what it is, it's like the full pack. I'm gonna just explain you in the bulk,
Yeah.
which can be adaptable. But it's like an 8 workshop of like an hour and a half, an hour each. So first workshop, gonna talk about the client's needs, or what he needs, what he struggle with,
Yeah.
self-confidence, meet a deadline, like manage stress or anything like this, right? Then after
Yeah.
we talk about it, then after I'm gonna give a speech. She has a she's really cause in 7 topics, so 7 bullet points, whatever you want to call it, right? Then
Yeah.
from the session for the second workshop, to the 8 workshops. Each workshop, the clients, well, we're gonna tailor it more his goal exactly, but he's gonna use those tools, right, in his life
Yeah.
that he didn't, or she or he didn't even realize that they used that before.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put those tools, and I'm gonna make them remember. I'm gonna make them go back in their brain and be like, hey, you remember when you did this with those tools? And I'm gonna use the same tools, which is an experience, which will they use in the future, right? So
Yeah.
each workshop is like this,
Yeah.
and I build and also include this, and also includes can include a bit of a physical exercise, breathing,
Yeah.
workout, whatever you want. Then afterwards, in homework and so on. And at the end of the 8 workshop, they have their nice little quiz and a test. Then after they have the base enough, then after we have a
Yeah.
follow-up with them.
It's definitely a good trick for like helping your mentality.
Yeah.
And mentality is everything. Like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like for running, I'm a runner, right? I run track races and stuff like that, like especially like long distance stuff, 5K, whatever, nothing like 90K, but still a distance for track athletes. And man, like it's all mental, you know what I mean?
You gotta push it hard.
you
It's
gotta push
difficult.
Yeah, 40% rule. When when your mind says you're done, you're only 40% to your physical limit. So I mean, it's insane, bro. Like you can push your body so far if you have the right mindset, and if you just basically ignore your mind, the places you can go. A guy I know, his name's Tyler Hurd, right? He's a crazy guy. He's never run in his life, ever in his life, and he just texted me yesterday. He did an all-out mile. He like basically turned his mind off, right? He didn't do anything, and he ran 5:04 for the mile, which is
That's pretty good.
yeah, well, like one
That's very good. Yeah.
1% of like the top 1% time for men is 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So he's over a minute past the top 1% time, but by a lot, like almost a minute and a half.
That's a good job. That's very good.
Exactly, just by mentality. Like that is, bro. That's
your
insane.
mindset, the mind.
Untrained, yeah, it's all in the mind, and that just kind of shows you, man. Like you can do so much.
Yeah,
You
you know,
can do so
mindset's
much.
crazy, man. Like, I was actually sparring at my gym, and I was against a pro MMA fighter. Like I said, I broke my ribs. I actually broke my ribs. He did a spin kick to my ribs. I fell down. 10 seconds later, I got back up and kept fighting. Right, and it was just because of my mentality. Right, like I wanted to quit, but I just kept going.
Yeah, everything,
Impressive.
everything has to do with the mind. If you have a strong mind, you'll have a strong and happy and fulfilling life. And I mean,
All of us have that instinct. We just
Yeah.
need to tap into it. Just something, like, don't hesitate. If you would like to do a retreat, we can like. I don't want to change your mind, because what I'm to say, I'll change your mind. I'm nobody, right? But with my humble experience,
yeah,
I can help you. So retreats, so mindset coaching, whatever,
yeah,
right? So yeah, you can like my tag or my website.
yeah,
or
dude, absolutely.
my
Well,
Instagram, and also definitely, just don't underestimate yourself.
Yep.
Don't overestimate yourself.
Yep.
I would say say more. Don't underestimate yourself, and but stay humble.
yeah,
And if with a good cause, you
Yeah.
can do amazing things. We all have talents. So with if looking for talents, because all of us have talents. Like you're going fighting and doing Muay Thai or MMA,
Yep.
like sport like this. If you have that talent, all right, it's like equations, like mathematics. You have that talent, you have that worthy cause, you call whatever goal you want.